Y'all, it's been so long, but hello, it's me, Kamilah Rose, and we are back. And we are making a video for the new moon in Scorpio that is coming up on Thursday, November the 20th, I believe. Might be the 19th. One of those days. It's coming up this week. So we're going to do a single card pull for each sign, and then I'm going to choose an oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch from the Samhain deck. And let's get started. This is going to be such an amazing, we're going to do 4 at a time. Ooh, those came out quick. Okay, this is going to be such an amazing new moon. I'm so excited. I don't even have words. Okay, so we're doing one for each sign. So here's our first 4, and we'll pull clarifiers. For Aries, we have a 7 of Swords. Taurus, we have an 8 of Cups. Gemini, 4 of Swords. And for the Cancers, Hierophant in reverse. Not bad, y'all. Not bad. Aries with the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords is going to be all about really embracing who you really are. It's going to really be a time for you to say, this is what I am. This is who I am. This is how I show up in the world. You notice here that he has the swords in his hands and he's like running away with them, and he has 2 swords left over. And so you can see kind of in the background that there is a like little village or circus behind him, and he's dressed kind of jovially. He's not super serious. This is a card that is all about literally embracing who you are. It is about kind of taking a more laid back approach to persecution or feeling like an outsider. It is about being clever and witty. Now, on the outside, you could be dealing with some people who are not being fully upfront with you. They could be maybe keeping some things from you. They could be trying to, in their mind, protect you from something that make you uncomfortable. Let's see by a clarifier if we get any more information for Aries. 2 of Swords. So you're going to have to make a choice. You have options available to you. Hopefully you're being true and honest with yourself, and you feel like the choices that you have are ones that you're not necessarily super happy with. We have 2 swords here. We have this individual who is blindfolded. She's holding the 2 swords. She's sitting on a little bench in front of water that is flowing. So that's our unconscious. Our feet are on the ground though. Our heart is covered a little bit. So I always do recommend that you kind of take a minute and go within, see what your emotions are telling you. The moon is in the background though, and it is in a crescent shape. So this is something that will come to pass and you will be able to move forward from this. But it is suggesting that you take the logical, practical route. If there is a choice that you have to make right now, do the thing that makes the most sense. Be clever, be witty, be upfront, be who you are. Maybe understand that there are things that you might not be aware of. The 2 of Swords here, the 2 swords that were left behind that the enemy could use against them. So there might be something that comes up later on that you are unaware of. All right, for Taurus, we have an 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups is what I call my not settling card. With an 8 of Cups, we're looking at an individual who is walking away from a situation. There's 8 cups that are meticulously stacked upon the ground. There's mountains in the distance. There's another moon face in the distance. But at this time, we see a crescent and we see the full moon. This is an individual that's understanding that while they have put a lot of time and energy and effort into a situation or a project or anything, and it's taken a lot of emotional time from them, it is time for them to move on. They need to walk away from that in order to be able to get deeper into their spirituality and into their emotional depths to get what they really want. The card that comes right after the 8 of Cups is the 9 of Cups. It is a wish fulfillment. It is joy. It is happiness. So staying in this situation that's just maybe okay isn't the best choice, even though you could do that. Let's see what clarifier we get for our Tauruses. We get a 6 of Swords. Yeah, it's time to head out. Time to get out of there. There's a better situation, better for you mentally, better for you emotionally. Like, you'll feel a lot happier. Although there still will be things that you'll need to work through later on. She's carrying those swords with her in the boat as she moves from one space to the next. You can deal with those ideas and thoughts and emotions that have perhaps been weighing you down and keeping you in this situation once you're in a better space. For our Geminis, we have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is all about taking a little break, taking a little mental vacay. My bestie, who's a Gemini, is actually going on a vacation to Hawaii, so that's exactly what it's recommending. It does suggest that there may have been a battle that the individual has lost, but that they have still some resources available to them. There's that sword that's right down there right beneath them. There's a stained glass window on the side of them, which is suggesting that there's still some spiritual guidance and protection that is looking out for you. Let's get a clarifier for our Geminis. The Fool. Take a leap of faith. Have some fun. Lighten up. Do something you've been putting off. Go out there and have some fun, Geminis. All right, for our Cancers, we have the Hierophant in reverse. You're taking a non-traditional route of dealing with things in your life right now. You may have decided that you've had enough of really, gosh, you've got two things in reverse. And two major arcana. So a big moment for my lovely Cancers, which you do have Jupiter in retrograde going through the sign of Cancer right now, and it'll be there until March of 2026. So it may be time for you to turn things on their head. Perhaps if you have been in a very traditional role or have taken a very traditional route to addressing things, it's time to do something different. It's time to do something unexpected. We have the Temperance card in reverse, which is suggesting that there is an imbalance that's happening right now. The mind and the heart are not necessarily on the same page. We have that you may be leaning really far into your emotions or really into a logical, practical stance. And although there is some healing that needs to happen, you may be avoiding that or avoiding addressing the things that need to be healed in order to find that balance. Temperance is often a Sagittarius card. So right now it may be time for you to really branch out on your own and do something really unexpected. Go on an adventure, explore and expand in order for you to be able to get into a better mental and emotional space and heal. All right, let's get our next cards for our next signs, and then at the end we'll pull our oracle cards. All right, so we're doing our next set, Leo through Scorpio. And I hope you all have a wonderful, fabulous full new moon in Scorpio. Let's get for our Leos and Virgos, Libras, and Scorpios. Ooh, we got two cards upside down. All right. Ooh, y'all, these cards are rough. Okay. Leos, you got your card, Sun card, but it is in reverse. So right now you might feel like you're not getting the attention that you need. You might need to slow down a little bit. It might be time for you to really spend this time, this new moon in Scorpio, really going in deep, not doing how you usually approach things or how you deal with things, which is to say, I'll just put myself out there. I'll just really make that effort. I'll just really be expanding, and I'll just really, help out. That's, what they try to do. I will shine through being able to give. Right now, if you're not feeling very seen or very appreciated, it might be time for you to reevaluate where you need to be putting your time and your energy so that it's best responded to. Let's get a clarifier for our Leos. What's happening with our Leos? Four of Swords in reverse. You got to take a break, Leos. You need to take a little break. You feel a little defeated, and it's hard for you to be able to get back on top of things because you just keep going and your mind keeps trying to find solutions to things when really you just need to take a little break, rest, and reset, okay? All right, for our Virgos, you get the King of Pentacles. This is a card that's in alignment with you, so good job, Virgos. Virgos, you're feeling grounded, you're feeling steady, or you have somebody who's coming in who's going to offer you a lot of support, physical support. Maybe they'll help you out with some new habits or some new behavior changes that you're wanting to do. Maybe it's a therapist, something of that nature, a trainer, personal trainer, a nutritionist. Maybe it's a financial advisor. Maybe it's someone who's offering you a new job or some money or helping you out at this time. We are not doing all of this, but I will do a very quick just to see what it came out with, because I had a lot to say to you, Virgos. All right, we got a Five of Swords in reverse. So there's some trust issues that you need to be addressing that are probably not happening. We have a Two of Wands in reverse, so you're being very cautious. You're not necessarily trying to take any chances. This might be financially. This could be in a lot of different areas where you're being overly cautious and feeling kind of closed in, but you overall feel very happy. So this also might be Nine of Cups. So this might be why you're not necessarily trying to take a lot of chances or take a lot of risk. You're really trying to be grounded and stable, which makes sense for Virgos. So it's a Virgo thing. Let's see, Libras, my lovely Libras. How are we doing? Eight of Wands in reverse. Things are going slow. We have done some deep work. We have been working on some manifestations, but we are probably feeling a little impatient and like, where is it? When's it coming? What's going on? There's slow messages, slow movement. It might feel like your prayers or your manifestations are not happening. You're really being called, though, to move out of this perfectionist state. Oh, Libras, yeah. I love you, Libras. But we got to do some Empress stuff right now. The Empress is seated. She is chilling. She is creating. She is not worried about how people are responding to her. She's just enjoying herself and going for the ride, okay? It is time for us to do that, Libras. Take a little break. Be easy on yourself. You know, I'm making these videos, but I'm just going to edit them and post them. I'm a Libra. Y'all know. You know, and I'm going to relax. I'm not going to push myself to try to do so much and try to force things to happen. This is not a time of forcing things to happen. The Empress card is associated. It's got Venus right on her shield. She has a dress that is covered in pomegranates. She is sitting in front of a forest. There is grain at the bottom of her. She's seated on a throne. She has, well, not, oh yes, you can see it in this one. There is a river flowing out of the forest. This is a card about flow, abundance, fertility. It is saying everything that you desire is here and is coming, and you can have it, but we cannot try to rush or force or get into this anxious response to make it happen. All right, for our Scorpios, you got the Devil in reverse. So we are working on some new habits. We are letting go of old ways. You are doing the Scorpio thing during the new moon in Scorpio. So your clarifier is the Judgment card. There's a new beginning for you, a brand new beginning. You've done really hard work and you're about to be rewarded for it, Scorpios. You are releasing yourself from the bondage. You're releasing yourself from the temptations. You are walking past it into this new beginning, into a bright new day, into a space where it's like, all right, what do I want to create now? Who am I now? What do I want to create now? It's a great time for you. All right, let's take a look at our last four. And then I'll be real honest on y'all. Depending on how long this takes, we might not pull oracle cards today because I'm trying not to make this be a super long video. I was hoping this would be a 10-minute long video, but we see that's not going to happen. So, all right, let's get our final group. So we're working with our Sagittarius to Pisces. All right, Sagittarius, what's the vibe for Sagittarius in the new moon? And for Capricorn and for Aquarius. Love that for y'all. Good vibes for y'all. And lastly, Pisces. How's Pisces doing for this new moon? They've got that Saturn and Neptune in retrograde and all that North Node energy. Ooh, you're walking away from some stuff too. All right. Sagittarius, you got the Strength card. All right, time to tame those instincts. Really get in touch with that inner knowledge, inner knowing, that drive that tells you exactly what you need to be doing and where you need to be going. Now, you don't let this, you know, take over. It's not in charge. You are in charge. So whether you're holding the lion's mouth open or whether you're closing it, it doesn't matter. You are manifesting and channeling this magical energy of this feminine magician. The infinity sign is above her head. This is cyclical in nature, but it's you being able to understand how to bring your thoughts into reality. And you do so by understanding what your instincts, that natural drive, that natural like, oh, do this now. Understanding that, harnessing that, and directing it towards what you desire. Let's see. Clarifier for Sagittarius is Ace of Cups in reverse. Ace of Cups is all about abundance and overflow. So right now, you might be feeling like you really do need to understand how things are working for you and how to balance out your energy, because you might be feeling a little emotionally drained and maybe even creatively drained. So you're really needing to be in touch with and be able to read your body, read yourself right now. For the Capricorns, we have the Emperor. So there's some order. You want the structure, the order. You're feeling real good, Capricorn. You're like, finally, I have found my way to be on top and to get what I want and desire, and how to set things in motion in a way that makes sense. Finally, we have some stability. Let's get a clarifier for our Capricorns. You got two. You got the Hierophant and you got the Page of Pentacles. So right here, you might be taking a very traditional route to addressing things. You might have decided it's time for you to step into a leadership position as far as a teacher or a supervisor or a mentor. And you're ready to plant some new seeds. You're ready to grow in that area and expand. That's that Page of Pentacles. It's a liveliness. It feels like a rebirth. You may also be putting structure and order into your physical health and your financial health. You may be looking at, how do I make sure that I will be able to go forth and survive and do well and thrive in the upcoming years. And that means that I might need to make some traditional decisions, investments in a Roth IRA, in savings, in maybe being a little bit more strategic with your investments in the stock markets and things of that nature, making sure you're sleeping and that your habits are well maintained so that you have a healthy routine which will maintain your health over time. All right, so for Aquarius, we have an Ace of Swords. You have a new way of looking at things. You're opening up your mind, opening up yourself to some enlightenment. You're ready to go on a new adventure, a new challenge. You might start taking some new classes or decide that it's time for you to go and learn something new. Maybe you want to study a new language, or you want to study a new ideology. Like, you just want to change the way you think about things. Part of what's going on in this like desire for newness is that you have the Six of Swords in reverse. Six of Swords, as we know, is all about leaving the past, going into the future. It's in the reverse though. So there's a heaviness that you're carrying with you that it's time for you to let go of. And I think you're realizing that you have to change the way you think about things in order for you to be able to make this forward progression. Finally, Pisces, we have an Eight of Cups for you. So you are also walking away from a situation or a person, maybe even a belief system, because you're realizing it's not bringing you towards the happiness that you desire. Ooh, something feels unfair. There has been an injustice and you are over it, Pisces. You said, this is not fair. I'm not here for it. I can't continue to stay in this situation. It's not going to get better. I'm not going to be able to fix it. The best thing for me to do is to just let this go, leave this behind, and hopefully justice will be served over time, but it is not you or your responsibility to make justice happen, Pisces. All right, that is it, y'all. Definitely wanted this to be shorter, but that did not happen. So we did not get the oracle cards today, but if you're interested in having a personal reading and having your oracle card pulled, then you can always order a reading at www.theblissinstitute.org. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will have the second half of the Frankenstein film analysis and review up next week. So thanks for watching. See y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.